Hi, everyone. My name is Shakira. This is the Love and Money Show, and it is the middle of the night, 12:35 a.m. to be exact. And this is one of those days where I didn't feel like making a video. And so I am here. So the main ideal is to be consistent, and that's what I'm doing. I'm being consistent. I showed up. So I'm here. I'm here. Now, if someone would kindly show me how to put a photo up when I don't feel like showing my face, that would be greatly appreciated. Otherwise, what I am discovering on this road is that you basically have to figure out everything yourself, and people are not going to help you. That is the conclusion that I have come to. So, but we are here to talk about the stock market. Should I invest in the stock market? So, as you are aware, there is a segment of the population who have concluded I don't invest in the stock market. I'm not putting my money in the stock market. And so, should you invest in the stock market? The bottom line answer is yes, you should be investing in the stock market. You should have been in the stock market 30 years ago. So, the stock market is one of the greatest wealth builders there is. And there's a lot of confusion around the stock market. People don't know if they should be in it or if they shouldn't be in it because you hear some people saying, yes, get in the stock market. And then you hear the other voices saying, I'm not getting in the stock market. I've heard of people losing all their money in the stock market. So, what that comes down to is when you create fear around something that you're not familiar with anyway, it dissuades people from investing in the stock market. And for those people who know about the stock market, maybe they were taught growing up, their parents were investors and they taught them to be investors. So they would figure if you're not going to be in it, that's more for me. And so, what I would suggest to you is to pick up some books on the stock market instead of just going based off of what people say. Pick up some books on the stock market, familiarize your terms with what is a stock, first of all. Familiarize yourself with some terms like stock splits, Dow Jones, S&P, NASDAQ, and then several other terms. So that when you see it come on television and you hear the bell ringing and they say the Dow is up, that maybe it won't be so foreign to you, that you'll know what it is because you read about it. Also, check out some podcasts, people that talk about finances all day throughout the podcast. So check out the podcast and check out books specifically geared towards the stock market. So to answer your question, should I be investing in the stock market? The answer is yes. You should have been in there 30 years ago. But I wouldn't be too hard on myself because what this comes down to is exposure. What were you exposed to? Who exposed you to it? Who had the knowledge and chose not to tell you? So basically, just do the best with what you have. But I would suggest that you grab books and listen to podcasts, especially if you are undecided. There are a segment of the population that is undecided on whether they should even be in the stock market. And then there's the other segment of the population that is convinced that no, they're not getting in the stock market. Then there's the other segment of the population who has been in the stock market for 50 years already. They grew up in it. Their parents taught them about it. They've been accumulating compound interest for decades, and they are quiet about it. They're not going to share the information with you. You're going to have to get it by yourself, find out about it by yourself. So, as you know, I interview people on a weekly basis. I interview millionaires, multimillionaires, and entrepreneurs. And I still come across people who are doing well, and the word came out of their mouth: I don't invest in the stock market. In fact, they might be listening to me right now. Um, One entrepreneur that I have in mind, in particular, who invested in real estate and then who started his own business, told me out of his mouth, I don't invest in the stock market. So, what that indicates to me is that some people do not really know what the stock market is, what it really means. The stock market is basically a group of companies. Uh, so, just for a basic example, the S&P 500 is 500 of the largest companies in the United States. And so you have companies like Amazon, Tesla, any company that you can think of that is strong and highly successful, it is in the stock market. And so when you say you don't invest in the stock market, what you're basically saying is that these companies that are all around you, you don't trust them enough to buy a share of their stock. So, say Amazon, for example. So, you're on Amazon every week buying something off of Amazon and getting that package delivered to your house, but you don't own any shares of Amazon because you don't trust the stock market. So, if that makes any sense to you, you're buying from them, you're buying from Amazon every week, but you choose not to own a part of that company and get a portion of the money that they're making. You see what I'm saying? So the stock market is essentially Amazon. You pay them every week. The stock market is Tesla. The stock market is McDonald's. So say you are eating at McDonald's every day. Say you're eating at McDonald's every day. You're in a drive-through every day eating at McDonald's. But you don't own any McDonald's shares because you don't trust the stock market because you don't know that the stock market is McDonald's. McDonald's is a part of the stock market. You see what I'm saying? So when you hear somebody say, I don't invest in the stock market, just think about what you spend your money on every day. And the money is coming out of your pocket, but you choose not to put any of that money into your pocket. So you're giving McDonald's $10 every day, but you're not getting anything in return because I don't put my money in the stock market. You see what I mean? So those are just some basic examples. I named 3 companies, but the S&P 500 is 500 companies. And that's just one example of being involved in the stock market. So if you're not in the stock market, you don't trust the stock market, I suggest that you pick up several books on the stock market and listen to more podcasts where they talk about stocks because you are basically missing out on a a wealth generator that some people have been in already for 10 years, 20 years, 30, 40, 50, 60 years, but they're not going to share that information with you. They're going to let you figure it out on your own. So I just thought I would come in and talk a little bit about the stock market, specifically for people who are undecided. Should they be in it? Should they not be in it? And for people who are have decided that they're not going to do the stock market. Now you'll even hear highly successful people saying that they're not going to be in the stock market. Generally, those voices you hear will be real estate people, people who have acquired massive amounts of real estate, who declare that they will not put their money in the stock market. They will not put one dime of their money in the stock market. So instead of real estate, they are going to cryptocurrency. And so cryptocurrency is great also. So what you want to do is get your hands on books talking about cryptocurrency, get your hand on books talking about stocks. And I would say that instead of doing one or the other, to do it all. Of course, you don't have to do it all, but just to make sure that you are safe financially, it's a good idea to be doing a little bit of all of it. And by all of it, I'm talking about the stock market, I'm talking about real estate, I'm talking about creating your own business, and I'm talking about getting involved in cryptocurrency. Now, as far as cryptocurrency goes, you want to make sure that you are putting your money in a place where hackers cannot get access to it, because that's how it goes with cryptocurrency. Hackers, they like to get in and steal your money. So there are some safe places to put your cryptocurrency, and you want to find out what those safe places are. And so back to the stock market, just to get a clearer understanding of what the definition of being in the stock market is, I thought I would just go over some of the basics with you, and then you want to delve more into that so you can have a clearer understanding of the stock market and the importance of being in the stock market and what you're missing out on by not being in the stock market. So, what I do is I help people to buy their first rental property for people who are interested in investing in real estate. And the reason why real estate is important is because it allows you to use the bank's money to buy the property. You are going to have some sort of down payment though. It could be anywhere from 3.5% if you live in the home, or it could be 20 to 25% if you're not living in the home. Those percentages do vary, but essentially the bank is buying the home. You put a tenant in it. That tenant is basically paying the mortgage off. You're getting cash flow from that property every month, and inflation is making you wealthy. So that is why real estate is so important, because after you get that tenant in, you are creating a way for you to get cash flow every month. And when you accumulate enough properties, you can actually free yourself from going to a 9 to 5 job. So that is the power of real estate. So initially, you're putting in a lot of effort and a lot of work in the beginning. But after you get all set up and you get enough rental properties, then you are basically set for life. So that is the power of real estate. And that's why I chose to help you in the area of real estate. You've heard of things like the stock market crash and things like that. But when you get into real estate, there is less fear associated with real estate because of the fact that people will always need a place to live. Now, there is no guarantee, and that is the reason why you want multiple streams of income: the stock market, real estate, your own business, and cryptocurrency. So, multiple streams is very important instead of depending on just the one thing. That's the stock market, the real estate, your own business, the cryptocurrency. So, like I mentioned before, I help you to buy your first rental property. And if you're interested, just shoot me an email, info@elevationmentor.com. That's elevation, ELEVATIONMENTOR.com, info@elevationmentor.com. And that will be linked at the bottom of the page. You can see that. Just shoot me an email if you are interested in joining us in getting your first rental property. Also, if you know someone who works at CNN or a CNN correspondent, reach out to me by email. I am looking for a contact with CNN to expose my story of what I am going through with Havana syndrome. Havana syndrome is it's a secret crime where innocent people are being attacked, and I am one of the victims of Havana syndrome, and I am trying to get my story out. So if you know someone that works at CNN, or you can connect me with someone who works at CNN, go ahead and reach out to me. My email is info@elevationmentor.com. Also, follow me on IG. My IG is actress Shakira, so that I can see you and so that I can get to know you. Okay, so just to recap, if you're not in the stock market and you're wondering, should I be in the stock market? The answer is yes, you should be in the stock market. You should have been in there 30 years ago, but don't be too hard on yourself because you just did not have the information. Your parents didn't have the information. Their parents didn't have the information. Their parents didn't have the information. So, how could you possibly have the information? The information is not on television. The information is certainly not in the music industry. So now you have the information. You have access to the internet, and this information can no longer be hidden. It's on the internet, it's all over the place. Listen to the YouTube stations when it pertains to the stock market. Listen to the podcast when it pertains to the stock market. Read books as it pertains to the stock market, and do everything to learn everything that you can about the stock market. Get in if you're not in. If you are in, try to invest as much as possible. Don't just go by what you hear where they're saying 10%. Try to move up little by little, 10% to 15% to 20% to 25% to 30%, 35, 40. Some people are even putting in 50%. But keep in mind, I'm not a financial advisor. I don't give financial advice. This is for educational and informational purposes only. Do not simply go by what you hear, but actually research information and find out for yourself. Okay? So, my name is Shakira. This is the Love and Money Show. The reason why I named the show Love and Money is because I believe that you deserve love, loving relationships, not only romantic relationships, but the love of Jesus Christ, what you have, And then the love of family and friends. If you have a dysfunctional family or dysfunctional friendships, I believe that you deserve love in all areas of your life. And then also money. I believe that you deserve money, that you deserve to be elevated higher to the status of where you are now. And that's why I get on here and I choose to talk about wealth creators, the stock market, which is a wealth creator, real estate, which is a wealth creator, cryptocurrency, which is a wealth creator, and creating your own business, which is a wealth creator. So, this is Shakira, the Love and Money Show. If you like this, please share it with one other person. On your way out, please hit the like button. It helps the channel and it helps other people to see the channel. Thank you for listening and have a good rest of your day.